Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is Mr. Robot Season 3. Season 3 starts with the coolest new character yet, Irving, who is a sleazy used car salesman type. He's also a high-level fixer for the Dark Army. He picks up Elliot's shot body and gets him patched right up. They sit down for some barbecue. Elliot's like, hey, phase 2 is off. And Irving's like, okay, if that's how you want it, see you later. Elliot stays at Angela's. They did kiss in Season 2, but she's like, hey, that was a one-time, things were weird thing. Anyway, that night, while Elliot's asleep, Angela meets with his split personality, Mr. Robot, and takes him to the Dark Army. Yes, they've hired Angela as Elliot's handler to keep Elliot away from phase 2, which Mr. Robot's still working on. Why is Angela doing this? It's still mostly a mystery, but in her conversation with White Rose, apparently White Rose has some sort of mega plan involving the Washington Township plant and a giant machine she's building there. We don't know what it is, but Angela keeps talking like it's gonna bring her dead mother back to life. Now, real Elliot has realized that his original 5'9" hack of E-Corp has really made the world a worse place. The billionaire fat cats are just fine, and the average person's life has gotten worse. So his new goal is to help fix the hack by getting a job with E-Corp. He uses his hacking skills to get the real bad people out of management and slowly turn Evil Corp into a slightly less evil corp. His phase 2 plan to blow up the building in New York where all the paper records were being moved, Elliot makes sure that they get distributed all over the country so that can't happen. While he's sleeping though, his alternate persona is working against him, and they soon realize what awake Elliot's been doing. On the day of phase 2, Angela has Elliot fired so he can't stop it. There's a huge protest going on outside that day, and it gets out of hand. The rioters break in and destroy E-Corp headquarters, but turns out it was instigated by the Dark Army as a cover to get Angela the stuff she needs to hack the server. Elliot's trying to stop the explosion, but keeps blacking out and finding that Mr. Robot has sabotaged him. He finally runs to the building in person and continues to battle himself. In the end though, Mr. Robot comes around and lets Elliot in there to shut down the explosion, so the day is saved. Except, turns out, someone blew up 71 other E-Corp buildings. Yeah, the Dark Army didn't tell them about this part of the plan. This was White Rose, the Dark Army leader, who remember is a high-level Chinese minister. She and E-Corp CEO Philip Price are in that top 1% of the 1% that plays God. They had some sort of deal worked out where China was going to literally annex the Congo. This massive attack on E-Corp, though, was not part of the plan. It was actually personal.
You got your UN vote, you got your plant, you got everything you wanted.
I had to ask you twice.
Now, on the morning of the attack, who should show up in public but America's most wanted Tyrell Wellick? He was in hiding helping the Dark Army with phase 2, and now he gets his instructions to claim that he was kidnapped this whole time by F Society. He gets some really bad news though. Turns out his wife is dead for completely unrelated random reasons. Remember, Tyrell wasn't just wanted for the 5'9" hacks, he was also wanted for the murder of the girl he strangled. So Tyrell's wife Joanna went to that girl's husband and provoked him into attacking her. And she had been dating this new young guy she's clearly manipulating who was a bartender at the party that night. She convinces him to say that he saw the girl's husband going up to the roof where she was strangled. So good job, Joanna. The whole time Tyrell was missing, she was working to get his name cleared. But when she had her bodyguard break up with the new boy toy, he didn't take it well and shot them both, leaving Tyrell's newborn son all alone. So Tyrell is devastated, but he is cleared of all charges. Now F Society releases a video taking credit for the attack, but this guy they pick up we've never seen before. He's a Dark Army guy. Dark Army had Tyrell identify Mobley and Trenton as the F Society masterminds. They were hiding out across the country, but the Dark Army picks them up and stages it to look like they did plan the whole attacks, then conveniently forces them to suicide themselves, so the whole thing is wrapped up in a nice little bow. Only Agent Dom DePiero suspects that the Dark Army is behind everything. So now that they've both been manipulated, Elliot and Mr. Robot agree to make nice.
'Cause as much as there is a part of you and me, there is a part of me and you.
Together, they think they have a way to undo their big 5'9" hack. So Elliot goes to his sister Darlene for help. He needs Romero's key logs from the night of the hack that the FBI has. And Darlene was forced to work with the FBI earlier this season, so long story short, she seduces her former handler, Agent DePiero, tries to steal her access card, but gets immediately caught. Darlene's in big trouble, and Dom's boss comes in, but turns out he works for the Dark Army, something that Dom finds out just too late. So long story short, everyone goes to a Dark Army barn. Irving comes, has to kill one of the FBI agents, decides to kill the old one. He's like, congrats, Agent DePiro, you work for the Dark Army now, or we'll murder your whole family. Then the Dark Army's gonna kill everyone else, but Elliot's like, wait, I can help you. Elliot hacked the Dark Army earlier and knows that White Rose is having trouble moving her secret project from New Jersey to the Congo. This guy's not buying it, but Elliot's friend from prison, Leon, is there. Remember, he secretly worked for the Dark Army the whole time, and he makes the decision that Elliot gets to live. He's like, yeah, Elliot, you're my boy, I got your back. White Rose is watching this go down from the bathtub and is like, yeah, that's fine, make him do the Congo thing. So Elliot does that. Then Dom gives Elliot access to the FBI database where he gets Romero's key logs. He can almost undo the 5-9 hack. But first, on the way home, there's a big mystery reveal. Remember how as a kid, Elliot's dad accidentally pushed him out the window, and it was kind of implied that that fall gave him brain damage and schizophrenia in the first place. Well, turns out Elliot's misremembered that day the whole time.
Elliot, you weren't pushed. You jumped.
Okay, yeah, I guess Elliot was crazy even before that. There's another big reveal explaining why E-Corp CEO Philip Price took such a personal interest in Angela. It's not sexual, it's Star Wars!
I am your father.
Honestly, I have no idea what's going on in this show anymore. I just like computer hacking and taking down the man. Luckily, that's what's being set up for season 4. Even though Elliot wants to undo their 5-9 hack, he's more committed than ever to taking down the man.
And now I'm gonna take them down. All of them.
Mr. Robot gives Elliot the decryption codes he hid just in case, so they can undo their Season 1 E-Corp hack, and that's how Season 3 comes to an end.